Okay, it's the off-season. Obviously, also, matagal pa yung next games ng Azkals. But the young husband brothers seem to be in the news for one reason or another. And minsan, unfortunately, they do get some slack, deservedly or not. Flack, I mean, sorry. Because of their absences from training camps, from some friendlies, diba? Was it the Malaysia match that they missed in Malaysia, right?
Yep.
And then of course they didn't start during the Indonesia match here at home. Yeah. And people are asking, and yun nga, we also discussed this naman, diba, in a separate episode about the Clear Dream match, which of course hinges on the popularity of the young husband brothers. Do you guys feel that, the question being raised is, they've contributed a lot to the so-called revolution, football revolution in the Philippines, reigniting interest for the national team, etc., etc. Should we, cut them some slack and, fine, you guys have done your part. Maybe it's okay that sometimes you're missing from training camps, from friendlies, God forbid even, matches with actual bearing, right? Your thoughts, guys?
Sure.
As their compatriot.
Oo nga, no?
Half, I guess. So half of me would say it's kind of a difficult one because Phil and James are typically the biggest two who miss, as you say, they missed Malaysia, and they didn't start the next game against Indonesia. Reportedly, that being the reason why they wanted us as a kind of punishment. And there are rumours around that people aren't happy with them missing these ones. Then again, I mean, I think they came back in 2004, so they came to the Philippines when football was basically unknown. So, on one hand, they have done a lot for football in the country. They've been here before it was famous, before there was any kind of rewards for it. And they've put in that kind of hard work over the time with football. And so now that the endorsements are there, the money's there, you could on one hand say that they're getting their rewards for all the work previously. On the other hand, you could say you're missing a national game. You're missing playing for your country against Malaysia, one of the other rivals in Southeast Asia. And so there's a lot going on with that. The little that I've known Phil and James, they've been very, very kind. For one session, they actually coached our kids in Payatas. They didn't come to Payatas, it was with the British Embassy, the Phil British Friendship Day. So it was really great with the kids.
In fact, you gave James a pretty hard sliding tackle, right? Didn't you?
It wasn't sliding.
It wasn't okay.
Sliding.
Well,
it was
still a hard one nonetheless. I know.
Oh,
He
great,
could have been carded for that.
I
Right?
don't know.
We didn't have a referee, fortunately. If there was a referee, it could have been different.
Could have been a yellow.
Definitely, yeah. It was an accident. Sorry to James again for that. I apologise.
Did we ever know why they skipped the Malaysian match?
It was said that they had a previous engagement that
But
they
on
could
that
not
day,
back
they were
out from.
actually...
It was
Beats
a
me.
year in advance. They didn't say specifically what it was. It wasn't
Yeah.
released what it was. The rumour being that it was a commercial appearance.
Oh, it was the launch of the Chelsea soccer school. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think that was the one.
Okay.
May have been that one. Yeah. I mean, couldn't have been a dental appointment or something, right? Or
It's
whatever.
difficult to
It
say
must
no
have
to
been-
Chelsea.
Yes, I'm
that's
sure.
a lot more understandable.
And I think it would be understandable if, for example, and this is just me, this is my opinion, maybe it would have more weight, yeah, if it were an official function with, of course, they have a school, right? The Young Husband Football Academy have tied up with Chelsea in putting up a soccer school in the Philippines. I think the first of its kind. And to be fair, yes, I can see how this is going to contribute in the long term for the growth of football.
Absolutely.
However, and this is not to this particular dream match, right? But I would think that national duty should come first, especially with the whole issue of, I'm sure people are still gonna keep raising that, and we haven't put it to rest, right? But maybe that's me.
Yeah. My take on this is that obviously Phil and James are already very well rooted within the national team.
Yes.
Coach Vice is very familiar with how they play, and any flack that they should be getting should just be coming from Coach Vice and team management. But from everyone else, everyone else can just say, oh, they should be there instead of here. But at the end of the day, if they're doing their part to ensure that they're communicating with team management what exactly they have to be doing at a particular time, I feel that, as long as they're able to keep fit, join them at the most crucial of training camps
and matches,
then that should be fine. They're still there in the end. And I think them not being there for some of these events gives chances for other players to actually step into their positions and show the coaches what they can do.
And it should also give Coach Vice that free hand in experimenting. You're right. In fact, to consider your point, it should only be fair because like you have the Lucenas, you have the Etheridges who just come in a day or two before these important matches. Sometimes they miss the training camps altogether, right? But you still see them perform. In fairness to them, right? All these guys, De Jong, Molders. Diba?
So at this point, I think they've proven that they
are
the backbones of at least the attack of the Philippines. And not that they can do whatever they want, but that's pretty much how it is.
I guess what just leaves a bit of a bad taste in the mouth, as it were, is that the reason being cited here is for commercial purposes. I think that's what some people have a bit of difficulty accepting, right? You're right. Let's leave it to them for whatever reasons they have. And sometimes, people even question, ano bang ginagawa dyan sa training camp na yan? We've had that discussion also in the past, right? The objective, the output of these training camps. But I guess to be fair,
for me, as long as they score those goals, I have no qualms about them peddling shampoo instead of joining.
I guess the difference
camps.
This time is the missing the friendlies. It will be an FIFA international friendly with the US Virgin Islands.
Yes, which will count to our standing.
It would be interesting to see who will be put in place up front because Phil has obviously been the main striker throughout. Dennis Wolf has only scored one goal and hasn't really reached his potential.
Yeah, he's not very consistent.
Yes,
Phil was top scorer in the Challenge Cup overall, 6 goals, clearly ahead of everyone else. Perhaps if they'd flown to the US for the game itself, then there wouldn't be so much of a problem. They get much more sympathy regarding missing the training camps. There's another training camp later in the year as well, so they get much more sympathy. But they will be missing competitive national games.
And I would think how difficult could it be to just fly in for the games. I think you're right also. It's a point to consider. Now, okay, fine, maybe you can miss majority of the camp, but for the important matches, at least even with that particular friendly against the US Virgin Islands, it could be something also for them, hopefully,
could
to
it just be
consider.
that they just sort of want a mini break from all this and want to
Pwede
rest
naman
and
din.
recharge? So
Maybe.
Pwede naman din.
It is
Hindi
the
mabawal
off-season.
yun.
It is the off season for them. I think they have their sights set on the Challenge Cup. And again, I think this is a good way to remind football fans in general that the Philippine national team
Does not depend
on Phil and James.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's like at one point they will move on to other football endeavors.
Oo, magiging mga old husband din yung mga yan balang araw.
Yes, you had to say that. But yeah, it's these moments that they're not there, they're good chances for us to reevaluate. Okay, who could be stepping into their shoes?
Right. And you're right. We cannot argue with their, creating all these opportunities with
let's
actually
cut them
converting.
some slack. Let's give them a break. Let's let them enjoy their off season for
Dandruffless off season.
Yes, they will have no dandruff, guaranteed. And let us know what you guys are thinking.
Disagree or agree?
Agree,
You wanna do a hashtag thing also for this one? I think that was pretty interesting the last time we did, but whatever, we'll see.